Together.
We're all been together.
Never before.
And then look, me and Cece, we're like on a love seat.
I love it so much. No, today is such a special day, and I'm so excited because Relationship Restore has been around for about 1.5 years now, and we've been doing a lot of podding. But we've never actually had a live podcast event and connection event. So I'm just super excited that you all are here with us, that we have people coming out, and that this is our first thing, man. This is dope. And we had to give a special shout out to the place that we're at.
Yeah.
The Line Hotel for hosting us in this podcast room and allowing us to do this podcast here.
Hey, The Line.
I'm
hey,
super
Lorna.
excited.
It's beautiful.
It's a beautiful
You
venue, isn't it?
y'all sent us videos, but it wasn't until I walked in. I was like,
Yes.
whoa, this is gorgeous.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
a dope
giving
space.
strong date night vibes.
It's giving
Right.
strong date night vibes.
And that's what we're talking about tonight, right? And
Yes.
that's what's really dope is that here at The Line, they want to focus on love at The Line. Here at The Line, you can do a lot of things. You can meet your boo here.
Yes, plans.
You can have a date night with your boo here.
Also plans.
And guess what? Guess what else you can do, Rhonda?
What else?
You can get married with your boo at The Line.
All y'all already had y'all weddings.
Rhonda,
It's
you
me.
next.
I'm next. Thank you.
We are taking applications, okay?
For sure.
Thank you. Send them to Bree first. She'll evaluate and then send me the right one.
Bree definitely thinks she's a matchmaker.
No, you don't want that, Rhonda. I'm not gonna even lie to you.
Okay, all right, bet.
I'm sorry, Bree.
Okay.
We love
Tries.
you,
She
but it's
tries.
just
It's not my fault. If I set
like
up
a-
two
it's a
people
juju that
and
you
y'all don't
put.
work, it's y'all.
Damn.
I'm supplying the product. What
Brie, I
you
got
do
my
with the
eyes on
product is
you.
up to you,
I don't know
okay?
about the quality.
If you meet somebody new and you just met them 2 weeks ago and you want confirmation that that's the person you're going to spend the rest of your life with, talk to Bree
Okay.
because she is a hopeless romantic.
Okay.
That's not a good thing though. That go to Dre because he'll let you know what's really going on.
You need more time. Give it about 45 days.
For sure. But today we're going to really talk about date nights and what
Yes.
goes into dating, what makes dating successful. But before we hop into that, I just want to give anybody who's not familiar with Relationship Restore what we are. We're just a community of relationship-loving people that love to talk relationships, and we love to educate, entertain through relationship content. And on the Relationship Restore platform, we have 3 podcasts. We have For the Girls with Angela, Cece, and Bree. Bree, you want to tell them about For the Girls a little bit?
Yeah. So For the Girls is essentially 3 friends who are married, and we all found marriage differently. Like their journeys were totally different. And so on this show, you're getting 3 different perspectives from 3 married women of how to navigate through love, dating, and at the end of the day, marriage. So it's really cool because we're all so different. But at the end of the day, the goal is the same. It's love, y'all. It's love.
Love that. So well spoken.
I'm coming in for the girls as soon as I get my ring.
We're warming up your chair.
Warming
Okay?
up Rhonda,
We're gonna
warming up
take your
Rhonda.
co-host.
So the next show, I'll let my wife do it again, is my wife and I have a show called Worth the Wait. Tell them
Yes,
about that, baby.
it is what it sounds like, y'all. We waited for marriage. It was worth it.
It was worth it.
It was long, but it was worth it. And essentially, it started with us sharing our journey of what it was like waiting, because it wasn't something back then that was really like common. So, we went through waiting and then getting married. And so now it's life after waiting, and essentially just our relationship, the things that we've learned and the information that we share to hopefully help others in their journeys, whether waiting or not.
For sure. No. Eloquently put.
Thanks.
And you were worth waiting for.
You too, baby. if I could wink,
Oh my God.
I would.
She can't wink, guys. She can't wink.
She's like,
Oh, I
Appreciate
forgot
you.
we were on
That was
camera.
a-
People probably like,
And we have our last show, Real Love Scenario with me and Rhonda. Rhonda, you want to tell them a little bit about Real Love Scenario?
Yes, first of all, real love scenario.
real love scenario. I came up with that coin.
Shout
By
out to all the
Bree.
real lovers out there. Shout out to
Written
all
by
the real
Bree
lovers.
Smith. So Real Love Scenario is a advice-based podcast. I mean, it's an advice-based relationship podcast. People write in about their real love scenarios. And Dre and I, as 2 friends who are very different, 10 years apart, one single, one married, one from PG, one from Baltimore. We're so different. But somehow we are able to give really well-rounded advice coming from our different perspectives. So it's really fun. And we learn
For sure, we
I
learn
feel
a
like
lot.
even we learn a lot.
And I think we
write
could all say that about our podcast,
Yeah.
right? Is that we learn so much from each other, from the people that write in, exploring different perspectives. So if you haven't heard Relationship Restored, or haven't checked out any of the podcasts, make sure you go check it out.
Stop waiting.
And we're launching our community in 2024. We're doing more events like this. So just connect with us.
Yes.
Anyway, Instagram, YouTube, on the website, subscribe.
Everywhere.
All right,
Everywhere.
let's get into date night. Date night is our topic because we here at the line. It's all about love at the line and date night at the line.
Yeah.
So I want to kick it to Rhonda first.
All right.
So we already talked, this half is married.
This is more than half.
Okay, my bad. This group right here is married. And Rhonda is going to get married.
Period.
It's going to happen. She just last out of this group. That's all.
it. That's it.
But we want to know when we come to dating,
Yes.
what's the streets like? And what do you feel like is the best way to meet people out here in 2023?
Oh man, those are some
tea, girl.
questions. Let me wrap it up. Okay. Dating today has some serious complexes to it. And I try not to say that it's bad or it's pee in the pool or that it's all the things that we use to describe it, even if sometimes I really actually feel that way. I try not to say that because I want to remain super optimistic about it, because the truth is that's how I will meet my husband. So
Yep.
if I don't embrace it, I won't meet him. So worth the wait. I just got to push through this process.
right.
So it's complex because social media plays so much of a part. So much of the world is very adversarial right now. And so when you meet people, it lacks sometimes that organic, nice, just fun, chill interaction. It's like, so what do you do? So how much money do you make? Would you eat at this restaurant? Like that, it's so much. So it's like very robotic. But yeah, that's kind of dating today. And your second question was, what's dating like today? I think that was
And where
it.
do you meet people?
Oh, where do I meet people? Ugh. I'm on a dating app. One.
Okay.
I've been
One?
on one. I'm on
You
one.
mind sharing?
Where can they find
Where can they
Where can I
find
get
you? Where you swiping at, Rhonda?
I'm on Hinge.
Okay.
Call me if you want to sponsor me. Okay. Yes, I'm on Hinge and it's cool, but like again, it feels very artificial because it's
Yeah.
like picking people from an assembly line. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, well, he's got nope. All right. Nope. I would prefer to meet people organically, right? And I struggle with even being able to do that because I'm tired a lot and I'm like, I don't feel like going out. But I would rather meet someone out and about. I feel like, again, it's more natural. You can just spark up a conversation. So yes, right now on the app, in real life, I got to do better about meeting them in real life.
Got you.
Yes.
Well, thank you for that insight. I think that can help a lot of people who are
Stay
out
married.
here in the streets,
I just want to commend you because a lot of people, I know I have a lot of friends who are like, I'm not even trying.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
And I think we said this on like a podcast, previous podcast, like you're not going to get there.
Yes.
Like what's that saying? You're not going to win the lottery unless you buy a ticket. You're literally not going to win the Powerball unless you bought
That's
that ticket.
My therapist was
So-
like, Rhonda, he's not going to knock on your door, just so
Exactly.
you know.
have to at
Right.
least try.
Yes.
So
Yes. Thank you.
Kudos to Rhonda.
I accept setups, okay?
She does. Bree just
Not
tried to
from
set her
Bree.
up.
Not from
Bree
Bree.
just tried to set her up the other day.
I know we were 0-3. I was like, dang.
It's all right. I got time.
It's all good. It's all good. So we're going to get into some more dating topics, but I just want to remind everybody that we're going to allow you, if you're upstairs in the mezzanine for this live podcast watching us, shout out to y'all. Thank you for coming
Hey.
through. But we're going to have some of y'all come down and join the conversation with us.
Yes.
Just find Alexia. Alexia, wave your hand. She has a black dress on, right?
Yes.
Black dress on.
Curly hair.
Curly hair.
Yes.
And just find Alexia, and we're going to have some people come down and join the conversations in the second half of the show. So I'm
Yes.
excited about that. But talking to our married folk.
Yes.
And everybody just for the
listen.
let everybody just for the that's here today.
Yes,
I'm gonna include you, Rhonda, too.
Yes, thank you.
I want to ask y'all the first question. So what do y'all think makes a good first date? I'll start with Bria.
Well, I'm very basic.
That
And
doesn't
what I-
sound good about yourself.
No,
I'm a simple
I think
I'm a
it
simple
could be
person.
a good quality. When I
Yeah.
say basic, I mean like I don't have an expectation of a first date. I feel like if we can have conversation, that's what I want. It's kind of like similar with my friends. Like if they're like, yo, y'all want to go out? I'm like, eh. But if they're like, you want to come over and have a glass of wine and chit chat? I'm like, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I feel like I don't enjoy like big public places where there's a lot of distractions. So when I say basic, it's like, I don't care where we are or really what we're doing, as long as there's some sort of food available, because I stay hungry. I'm hungry when I'm eating. I'm hungry right after I finished eating. So I need you to know on this first date how to keep me happy. So like food, but I'm not picky with what type of food, and just like an opportunity to connect. So as little distractions as possible. But I do think for like, if I could pick or make the perfect date, it would be something that has a view, right? Something that is like secluded and very private. And I love picnics. So like food on the floor is my thing.
Just food.
Common theme.
So like
On the floor,
I
on
think
the
like
table.
a picnic, like in the middle of anywhere with a pretty view, like,
That's a good
and
date.
endless drinks. Give me some good drinks.
That's
And
a
let me-
great. That's a great date.
That's a great date.
Yes.
But this is a lesson learned for everybody who's listening, everybody who's watching, is that you don't always have to be aligned on things when it comes to the person that you marry. I can't stand eating on the floor. I don't like picnics at all.
It took 5 years, y'all, for him to give me a picnic, and it was a luxury picnic.
I did it the
was.
right way.
It wasn't on the floor. It was on a table because I want it on the floor.
It was.
girl.
Oh, that was nice.
luxury?
I surprised
It was like
you.
3 inches off the floor.
And I did it in the rain too.
It was the
It was
perfect
beautiful.
compromise.
And
It was the
in her
perfect
color
compromise.
aesthetic.
It was in her
Yes.
color
You
and
did well.
aesthetic.
Well, listen,
Did well.
That's mandatory. Like, with anything.
Required.
All right, so Cece and Angela, what do you think? What makes a good first date?
So for me, I'm a little bit opposite. I like an experience.
Okay.
And so one thing that I thought of is, it's about to be winter time. We have some great mountain towns around us in
Yes.
Pennsylvania, in West Virginia, like something that would be really dope for a first date. And like, these are like an hour and a half away. So like you can have conversation on the way
Yes.
there, you know what I'm saying? Get to know each other a little bit better. You can have a day of activities, maybe do like a private ski lesson or like
Okay.
some like snow tubing.
Okay.
You can hire a private chef
Experience.
to like, to like have
We are
like
together.
have an intimate dinner. You can make it outdoors, like in the snow. It could be sexy. Like you can really get creative with
I
this.
like this.
Yeah.
It's
It's
very
like,
impressive.
For me, that would be a fantastic first date.
Hopefully you like them though, because that would be a real awkward
suck.
drive home.
So also let me caveat this. I think before you go on a first date, you
Yeah.
need to have a conversation with this person at least like a couple of times, like
Agreed.
on the phone. I don't know like why like actually talking to people on the phone is so taboo nowadays. FaceTime if you feel more
Yeah.
comfortable with that.
I agree.
But have a conversation. See like, do I even want to spend 9 hours with this person going to West Virginia? Like
Right.
if not, then honey, don't waste your time. Okay, even if you're going for an experience, find someone else to give you the experience. You feel me? Like what are we doing here?
Yeah,
So,
I agree.
Love that. Love
would
that.
be
Love
my
that.
first date.
I love
That would
Experiences.
be
So
nice.
breathe
Very
simple.
grand.
CC's experience. Angela, what you got? What do you think makes a good first date?
I mean, I'm a little like combination of the two. So, okay, obviously I'm married. My husband's upstairs, so he'll probably say this is incorrect. I don't think we talked on the phone before we went on our first. I think it was straight text.
Didn't y'all get like set up though?
Yeah, we got
kinda?
set up by my
So
sister.
that makes sense.
And I want to say our first date was the perfect date because it was a combination of the two.
Yeah.
Like, and it started off awkward, I think, because I don't. But I really, really like the intimate part, the first part where it was the space to have open conversation and it's not too like, what? What are you saying? Like, it was really, I think that's where he saw that I talk. And that's why I saw that, oh, he doesn't talk. Great. So I'm going to compensate for him.
Go ahead, raise your hand up there, Sean.
Go
If you
ahead,
up
Sean.
there.
I know you out there.
Raise your hand.
You know I'm that girl.
Really not raising my hand.
Because he doesn't talk. There we go. To people he doesn't know. Drinks was mandatory. That was mandatory.
Makes you loosen up.
It made me loosen. It made him loosen up. It made me loosen up because I was, woo, he is not talking. I'm gonna keep going. And then I think from there is where we got spontaneous and started getting into some experiences. We went to like a really cute, I want to say, it's not speakeasy, but it was a themed bar.
I love a speakeasy.
Where we got a little drunker, you know. And then from there it gets a little cloudy. The vibes get cloudy, but it was some experiences. It was dancing. I want to say it was some salsa. It was some
I love it.
some sightseeing in there, I'm pretty sure.
I love that.
But I'm saying, like, even though a beautiful snow tubing experience sounds amazing, don't discount what you guys have here in DC, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
She's DMing me all these places. I'm like, this is in DC now? Like, since
It's
when
so
Sean
many
and I were
things.
dating 10 years ago, everything's new. So don't discount some of the experiences, some of the intimate settings that you could find in DC. So
Yeah.
I'm
sure.
a combination of the two. I like experience, a little basic, so
Yeah.
I can get you to talk, even if you're not going to talk.
Okay.
And then, open up and then, woo, perfect
Have
first
some
date
fun.
formula.
I love that. I
I'm
love that.
interested to see what you're gonna say.
Yeah, I feel like you know,
Dre.
I'm the
The
only
male
guy in the
energy
conversation.
here, yeah.
Only man in the room, our fearless leader, DeAndre Smith. What you got for us?
That's pretty simple for me. I think what makes a good date is conversation and connection.
Mm-hmm.
Anywhere that we can connect and have conversation, I'm down for it.
Yes.
I remember in high school, I had this like first date that I took everybody on. It worked though, and being in high school. So if you're here in the DMV, this is what I did. You go down to National Harbor, right?
Oh,
Right.
location already. We're like, okay.
It has a view. It has a view.
Bree would have been
He
hooked.
took me on the
No,
same
Bree's
date.
been on a date.
Oh, Bree, when
Yeah,
was
we
it?
gonna
you've been on this
we
date.
gonna talk about
If you
it.
probably get with all my exes, that would be the one thing they could probably be like, you too?
Oh, Dre.
It works though.
Same
Conversation
agenda.
connection. So you get to the National Harbor, you park, walk down to the water, then you take the boat over to Old Town Alexandria.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Experience.
good.
An experience,
That's
but you
good.
can still have conversation and connection.
Yes.
And it's a view.
And then we walk to a restaurant down in Old Town, eat there. It could be Italian, different
Whatever,
spots.
tapas, anything.
Yeah.
And then you take the boat back.
Okay.
And then you know what's at the National Harbor? Ben and Jerry's.
Ice cream.
But the Ferris wheel.
Dessert.
Oh, well, that would make
Was
you
that
different.
special? Was that
was
you?
special.
I only got the Ferris wheel.
The one he married.
I never knew that. I thought you did that with all your shorties.
See, that's when we knew that you were the one.
That's what we knew.
Because we always know that Ferris wheel at the harbor a little expensive. You ain't doing that for
Yes,
everybody.
especially
you know.
after the boat.
It's like
and the dinner.
$23, right?
We had
Yeah.
the clear joint with the clear floor, so it was like $20 more. I was like, ooh, he's spending.
I'm trying. I was trying. But I want to get to the next question. But also, if you're listening upstairs, if you want to sit down with us for the second part of the podcast, make sure you find Alexia. Alexia, raise your hand up there. She has a black dress on. You can go see her. You can come down and talk to us and
Yes,
join
I
the
can't
conversation about dating. But I want to ask this next question. I think I'm going to throw this one to Rhonda. I want to know, because we talked about being out here in the streets. What is the worst date that you feel like you've been on?
Oh, still the team.
Wow. I've been on a couple bad ones.
You can do rapid fire if you want to.
Okay,
Top
I'm
three.
gonna go with the very first one that always pops in my head when I'm asked this question. Started off so good. We talked several times before we went on the date.
Okay.
He planned for us to go to a place in Baltimore where it has a view off the water. Very nice, intimate restaurant. Fairly expensive, but not too crazy.
Following the formula.
Following the formula. He offered to pick me up, which is like,
It's
people
like,
don't do that
they don't
anymore,
do
but
that.
this was several years ago. Offered to pick me up, and I accepted. I accepted for him to pick me up. So we rode to the restaurant together. We talked on the ride there. All was well. He
Sounds
looked very
good.
nice. Yeah, right. Get to the restaurant, order the food, very sexy ambiance. And I think maybe like after dinner, we were talking, and I noticed like he just kept staring at my mouth. And we have had drinks and all the things. But like I'm looking in your eyes, but am I looking at your mouth right now?
Not at all.
Totally looking. Now I'm looking at your mouth. So I'm like, why
you
does he
can
keep
see the
staring at my mouth? And he's like, it's just, I just keep thinking about like,
Oh, no.
and I was like, oh
Oh,
wow. This went straight to hell, like fast, like jumped straight to hell. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's crazy. I tried to move on, laugh it
Yeah,
off.
that's crazy.
And then he did it again. And he just kept like, I could just imagine. And I was like, oh yeah, that's weird. Like, I want you to stop doing that. And he was like, I'm just being honest. I'm like, okay. So I'm like, let me run to the bathroom. I left.
That.
Left him.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Left him there.
did.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
That's
So
weird.
it was like so awkward because it was going so well. I was like, this is so nice. He's a
Gross.
gentleman. Got in a taxi.
Creeper.
And left.
Gross.
Yes.
That's so unfortunate.
Yes.
We gotta do better, brothers.
Yes.
We gotta do better.
Unfortunately, there's a lot of stories like that.
Yeah.
Like it
just-
gets creepy.
Yeah, it gets creepy quick.
Yeah.
Like quick. Yeah.
Yeah,
for
like
real.
like the drinks he got too loose too fast, and I'm honestly glad I saw it
Yeah.
because I didn't have to
Yeah.
waste any more time with him.
For
But yeah,
sure.
No, I definitely can't wait till we have a guy that comes down to sit on the couch, because I know women always have a lot of crazy date stories, but
Yeah.
it be some crazy stuff out there that men be dealing with too out here in
Listen.
these streets.
Dre, go ahead.
I
I'm trying to
dated
tell
a
you.
guy, and he told me a woman asked him for $500 at the end of the night.
Stop.
Yeah.
So Sean and I were talking about this, and I was like, I told him my little story, and I was just like, the date was off because, I thought the man was gay. That was, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Right.
It just, that's my preference, not to,
Not to date a gay man.
Yeah.
Yes.
But his story, I was like, what?
Yeah.
And I'm not going to put him out there because he's probably looking down at his hand, but I'm like, first of all, how many dates are you going on to end up in these situations?
Yeah.
So Dre, handsome as you are right now, I know you've been on a few dates. Go ahead. What's the worst one?
I'm trying to think. I haven't had anything that's been like
Dre's
really...
like, my dates have gone smooth because I stick to the formula.
He sticks to the
I stick to
formula.
the formula.
He's like, I've done it so
I
many
dictate.
times. How could it be
I
bad?
dictate what's going on. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
but they can get weird.
Yeah. But I luckily, I got married. We got together when I was 22, I think. So I was in college playing football, doing my thing. Was I really dating? Did I have money to really date? Like, no, not really.
Yeah.
No.
So most of my adult life, I was with my wife. So I ain't have no crazy stories, but I could imagine if I'm in the position I was in am now and dating,
Yeah.
it'd be a little wild.
Probably.
But I want to ask one more question to the group, and then we're going to do a rapid fire, and then we're going to have some people come down and join the conversation. Make sure if you're upstairs, if you want to join the conversation, let Alexia know, and we're going to have you guys come down a little bit in like the next 5-10 minutes or so. So I have this question for the married folk in the room.
Okay.
And this is just some good advice. We can be quick with it, something that people could take away. Is that how did you know your person was the one for you?
I have a very simple answer to that.
Tell me, baby.
No, not
Tell me,
food,
baby.
Angela.
Feed me. I just loved it.
Anybody can feed me. No, I, again, being a hopeless romantic, I've dated a lot of guys, and I have always like pictured date one or date two, like, ooh, what would my life look like with this person? Like I would always think like, oh, this could be long term. So it's not hard for me to picture being with someone. But in every relationship that I was in or every encounter I had with a man, there was always like, but this, and this. And it was like things that I was like, oh, I could get over that, or this is how I would deal with that, or, it's not the worst thing that you would have to deal with. Whereas with Dre, I had like zero doubts. Like the one weird thing that I had, which was so goofy, a lot of people who know me know I have like a little people complex. So it's like I drive a big car because I feel like a big girl. And when I'm standing with my friends who are 5'7" to 5'9", I feel like we're all the same height. And then I see a picture and I'm like, who is that me?
Teeny tiny.
And I remember walking down the street with Dre and telling him, like, I was like, like, I'm taller than you. Or I said something about height. And he was like, what? And as we're walking, we like see ourselves through like windows. And I'm like, oh, wow, he's so much taller than me. And so I'm like, for that to be the only thing that ever crossed my mind, like, is he tall enough? Like, and I had to check myself. And then I, later on just pondering and like thinking about things, I was like, wow, I've never actually doubted anything about Dre or whether he was my person. And that was a cool thing to realize because I was like, dang. I had the moments of being like, this is my person. But then even in moments where I tried to like make myself be realistic and I was like, all right, what if he's not? Like, why would he not be? And I couldn't think of a single thing. So I feel like if you're debating whether or not someone is your person, like no matter what things you go through with someone, they're not going to be perfect, right? But if you're trying to balance like a list of like reasons why not and then reasons why you should, I don't think that's your person, right? It's like, if it makes sense, it's going to make sense. And as Dre always says, if you got to make it make sense, it doesn't. So
That's it.
I got one, y'all.
That's
good. I gotta take it back to Toxic Cece. So if you guys follow For the Girls, y'all know all about Toxic Cece and all of her shenanigans that she used to go through in her 20s. So going back to like the question about like what was the worst date, this kind of like transitions into like how I knew my husband was the one. So one of the worst dates that I had been on was actually like close to like when I like around the time that I was like meeting my husband. And I was out with this dude who was pretty popular. I used to date a lot of like party promoters and like dudes like in the scene, which are the worst type of dudes to date, by the way, ladies. If you're like dating somebody like that, cut it off.
Cut it off.
And then also work on yourself. So anyway, so there was this one night where I was out with this dude, and it was just going bad from like the jump, because I promise you guys, I ran into every single dude I had ever talked to, been in relations with that night. Okay? It got real bad real quick. So like it was just really like the energy got off like from the jump. Needless to say, long story short, we still try to, continue on with the night, but we ended up at Rose Bar. Child, my most recent ex-boyfriend was there. We were in his section. It was gnarly. When I tell you, it ended in like us getting into a a verbal altercation, like in front of the whole club, and like me like, and like, y'all know I'm feisty and I'm loud, okay? And I took my hands. So everybody knew, and I was super fly too. I think I was wearing this fur, and I was like, please. So anyway, long story short, after that, I was like, I need to switch up my environment, because this environment's not working for me. So when I did that, I actually connected with my husband really through business. I used to be in finance, and I was hosting a financial literacy seminar, and he hit me up through that to connect with me. And our first conversation was unlike any conversation I've ever had with any man before. He was the smartest man I had ever talked to. Wow. He was so funny. I mean, literally could not stop chuckling. And I was like, after we got off the phone, I was like, yo, that was different.
That was different, yeah.
That was different. And so I think that was the first thing. Like when you get a sign of like, this is different. And like, this is different in a really good way.
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
take note of that.
Yeah.
And then the other thing, long story, like fast forward a little bit, we're actually dating now. And if you know Toxic Cece, she does not like to talk. She did not like to communicate because she didn't have good ways to communicate. I didn't grow up seeing good communication in my household. So I was a runner naturally. So when Shane and I would get into arguments about something, I would try to break up with him every single time. And I would be like, you know what? Whatever, I'm leaving. This is just too much, blah, blah, blah. And he would always be like, yo, where are you going? You're not going nowhere. Like, you're not leaving. We're not breaking up. You're staying here. We're going to communicate. We're going to talk it out. We're going to work through this. Like, why you keep trying to run away? I don't care how uncomfortable it is for you to talk to me. You're going to talk to me. Yeah. And like, I was like, okay. Stay. And so like, just that, like seeing a man who actually cared enough to like be like, yo, sit down. Yeah. You're not gonna leave. We're gonna talk this through. We're gonna work this out. Yeah. Like I was like, okay, we can get married now. So
love that.
That was good.
And Angela,
That was really good.
just want to give some time to people to come down. So if you could give some points briefly, and I'll give some, and then.
I mean, to me, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think I knew Sean was the one on the first date. Sorry, babe. The second date, but I think. To Cece's point, I think I started noticing, and it wasn't even maybe in dates, that he kept choosing me like over and over again, similar to what Cece was saying. Yeah. Like through the storms, through the arguments, through all the drama, because you guys know, Sean had a 1-year-old kid when I met him. So, and that came with a big bag of drama. And through all that and him trying to grow up as a man and me trying to grow as a woman, I think, and I can't pinpoint the time, I mentioned like we had this long day at Dangerously Delicious Pies where we had this great conversation, but I don't think that's the moment I knew he was the one. I think it's when I noticed every single time something kept happening. Every time something kept happening. And there was people who were throwing it in there, left and right. You shouldn't be with him because he has a kid. You shouldn't be with him because he has, this, that, X. But he just kept choosing me over and over and over again. And in my body, I kept choosing him. So that's how I knew. I don't know when exactly it was, but that's exactly when I knew that, okay, this is the guy. You know what I mean?
Awesome. No, I love that. And I guess for me, it was just... one thing my stepdad always told me is that look at her heart. Is she a good-hearted person? because there's going to be ups and downs in that relationship. But what does her heart look like? So Bree has an amazing heart. Bree is one of the sweetest people I ever met. She's so kind. She's so like, always thinking of others. And then when I first met her, I've never seen anybody operate like her. As her friends, you kind of like, it's just how she operates. When I first met her, she had a business called Shameless, and she was going in restaurants, talking to every single person, like making friends with everybody. And I'm like, who is this? And I think the other thing too is that one of the biggest things I think when it comes to having a relationship is somebody truly being committed. And you can have problems, but that commitment is what comes first. And I always say this is that, like, if you want to get a good grade in a class, the first thing you got to do is show up to class.
That's the first
You
thing.
can't tell me you need help, but you ain't showing up to class every day.
Yes.
Show up to class. That shows me you're committed. Then if you show up to class every single day, we can get a tutor.
Yeah.
We can get somebody to help you. You can come to office hours, but I need the commitment to be there first
Yes.
before we can work on anything else.
Right.
And I feel like a lot of people get that mixed up in relationships. They'll sit there and try to fix somebody who ain't coming to class.
Yep.
So the thing is that with Bree and I, Bree has some things that she was working through, but she showed up to class every single day. I never questioned her commitment at all to me. She never questioned my commitment to her, and we were able to work through things and grow through things as we learned each other, because we were young. When you look back, it's like, man, we were 22. Like, we were young when we met each other, so we had things to work through. So that's how I knew.
And you guys
And
kept
it's so
choosing
crazy.
each
If I
other.
would say one thing, listening to all of you, the recurring theme was commitment. Every single one of you talked about sticking through everything, choosing me over and over again, showing up to class, not letting me run, showing me like I have no things. Like,
other
this man is
choices.
just like, he's here, he's sticking in it. Like, that is beautiful. And I think that's something that's kind of missing today. So many people are willing to just throw it away. And I will say everything's not meant for forever, not everything all the time. But you can't want to get married and not be willing to commit.
For sure.
Impossible.
For sure.
Impossible. So good vibes.
All right, so we're gonna do a quick rapid fire, and then we're gonna have our people come in, and we're gonna have
Yes, I
some
see
guests,
them.
some
I
people
see
come in and
them.
join
Hey-o.
us. So rapid fire. So we know the ladies of the internet. Ron and I always debate Al Gore's internet, Beyonce's internet.
It's Beyonce's.
We said the Carters last
The
time.
Carter's
Beyonce.
internet.
The Carter's internet.
Yeah, on Beyonce's internet.
They made a list, and they talked about where they absolutely refuse to go on first dates. So I just want to ask the group just quick yes or no.
All together.
All together, at the same time, y'all let me yes or no.
Here we go.
gonna be
And
funny.
if I
Gonna be some
ask,
different answers.
if I ask no, and I ask why, just give me a brief like why, because we want to get the people on. And I just want to see if y'all align with the ladies of the internet. All right, we ready? Number one,
Ooh, ladies of the internet.
and we know where this came from. Cheesecake Factory. First date, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, Cece
They
said
have
no.
so many options. What's a great
Crazy.
option?
What,
crazy.
Cece, give me a quick reason why no.
We have so many better restaurants in the district. There's so many Michelin star restaurants. Even if you don't want to go that expensive, you don't have to go Cheesecake Factory. Choose something else.
Okay, so we know a
She's
lot of
gonna
these
say
on
no
this.
about all
A lot
of
of these on these lists. Cece will say no.
no.
Okay.
Yes.
Number two, Applebee's,
No.
Chili's,
No.
Chipotle.
No.
Maybe.
If it's outside
It
with a
depends
beer,
the vibe.
I'm
If it
down.
was in a cute spot.
Is he
if
gonna
you
let me get the
Chipotle,
squat?
some of them are
Then we're
outside,
good.
mid
When I get the
range.
squat and the little
It could
dressing
work.
thing,
It could work.
It's a yes for
It
me.
could work. Yeah.
Okay. Olive Garden,
Yes. The breadsticks.
the movies,
Yes.
your house,
No.
any fast food chain.
Absolutely
No.
not.
Angela's a teacher. She answered like one of her students. No. Yes. Buffalo Wild Wings.
No.
Yes,
Is it a
I would
game?
do it.
Is
Wing-
it like a football game?
Maybe.
Yeah. I can see that like this
Wingstop.
No.
No.
That was takeout.
Cece said, "What's that? You peasants get wings from a place called Wings."
All right, let's get through it. Red Lobster.
No.
That garlic bread.
The garlic bread is good, but
I
the
would do
vibe
Red
is not
Lobster.
it.
I would do Red Lobster.
All right, a buffet.
No, never
Sequoia.
ever.
No.
Take that back.
Their buffet
Sequoia. Take
is
that.
hitting. Farmers,
There's
fishers,
yes,
and bakers.
but come on, you know that's not what they mean.
They talking about Golden
Golden Corral.
Oh, no.
IHOP,
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, it-
Denny's,
No.
No.
the gym.
Yes.
No.
Church for the first date.
No.
Starbucks.
Yes.
Coffee dates, just in general.
Yes.
Yes.
Ice cream dates.
Yes.
Family functions.
No.
No.
Movie nights.
Yes.
Okay. Somewhere that requires a long drive.
No.
Yes.
50-50.
No.
Yes.
Some people
if
just
you have a
creeped out.
conversation beforehand, yes.
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 Somewhere the bowling,
Yes.
nightclubs,
No.
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 hookah bar,
Kind of.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
That's not too loud.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
a
But
bar
all
for
the
just
smoke.
drinks,
Yes.
Yes.
Waffle House,
No.
and last one, sporting events.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
I love that. I love
We
it.
were
got-
aligned for
we
the
got
most
aligned
part.
For the most part.
We were
CeCe,
aligned for the
this-
most part.
CeCe not in the.
I was surprised.
in,
CeCe,
And
you
I
said
also
yes.
want to say, Cece said yes to coffee, Starbucks, ice cream. So it's
Yeah.
not really just about the fanciness.
No, yeah.
It's just like some places
It's a
I think she's
vibe.
like,
For
I
sure.
just don't like chain restaurants.
yeah,
There you go.
yeah, I got it.
And one thing the guys on the internet responded, and the one part that I love is they said they don't want to be taken anywhere, or they don't want to take a woman anywhere that serves tomahawk steaks.
Smart, because that's what I'm ordering. So you gonna see
That
how much
is-
your girl can eat.
That is awesome. So I think we got some people that are ready to join the conversation.
Come on down, y'all.
All
Come
right,
on down.
let's see. Bree, you want to move to this chair right here? And make
Okay.
sure upstairs you're getting the drinks. Get ready because we got the connection mixer coming up after this. So we got the first person come in, Alexia.
Can we just give Alexia a big old round of
Let's
applause?
go.
Y'all
Shout out to
can't see
Alexia.
her. Hey, Alexia.
Beautiful.
Fancy.
Yes, Kurt. Thank you.
You look pretty.
Thank you.
Awesome. You look amazing. So
you.
can you first start by telling us your name and then what your relationship status is?
I'm Carol and I'm recently single.
Oh,
Carol,
recently.
single. Okay.
So we're talking about dating because dating here at the line is something that we know is awesome. You can do everything here at the line.
Yes.
Find your love, date, and get married. So we want to ask you, what do you think makes a good first date?
Ooh, I was on your vibes. I want to do an activity. I want to have a good time because if it's weird, we can still do something else and there's not going to be a lot of awkward moments and tension and silence.
Yeah.
Got you. What's the best what's the best first date you went on and the worst first date you went on?
Okay, I'm going to start with the worst.
Okay, let us know the worst.
Yes.
So we did the same thing. Went to dinner. Everything was good. Someone set us up. So I'd already seen allegedly what he looked like.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Oh no.
You got catfish?
I did. It was an old
Match
photo. I walked in. He's not what I expected. So it's fine. I can still roll with it, So I tried it out. Sat. Everything was fine. Went to the movies. Everything was good too. So then afterwards, I was like, I'm gonna Google him because you should.
Yeah.
I feel like
Is that a normal thing that women do?
Yes,
You Google your men?
Yeah, you
I
got
tell
to.
everybody.
Oh wow.
did
Just
not.
gotta see what pops
I
up.
did not.
Yeah, I
Google
did.
him.
And I saw him on some site, and women were talking about how he scammed them out of money, how he was crazy, how he doesn't own his car. It was. So I immediately blocked him. Like immediately blocked him.
Wait, does his last name start with a W?
Honestly, I don't even remember his name.
Angela.
You and Angela have the same day.
I mean, we might have, but I don't remember.
She's
his
like,
name.
I met him.
Yeah, immediately no.
So, Carol, you are recently single,
Yes.
newly single. How are you feeling? Like, are you excited about being newly single, or are you like, I'm still healing?
In between.
Okay.
So it's exciting to be back in the dating game, but it's also like, I don't know. I'm on these dating apps too, girl. It's
It's rough.
it's a little rough out here. It's a little rough.
There's a lot of
It is a little
access
rough.
nowadays.
Yeah.
Yes.
And everyone's on the same app, so you run across the same people on every single app.
Yes. Have you run into anyone that already was connected to you on a social media app and then like swiped on you on the dating app?
No, I haven't.
Okay,
They've all
I've
been
experienced that.
strangers.
And I thought it was very weird. Like if
Gotcha.
you see me on here, just go back to the other
Oh, like
one.
if you know
I don't
me in
wanna
real
talk to
life?
you over there.
I'm
Yeah.
with you on that.
Maybe
like
he
don't,
was doing the like comment and you wasn't checking for him. So he
I
was
don't
like,
remember that, Dre, but okay.
no. So we thank you for joining us. I asked you one last question.
Yes.
With the list, with the ladies, with the internet. Cheesecake Factory, first date. Is that a yes or a no?
I don't hate it, but I would like you to be more creative. I would go, but I would like you to do something different.
I like that answer.
I like that answer, too.
It's a solid answer.
Got you. So you'll go just reluctantly.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I would go. I'll
take it.
Yeah.
That's awesome, Carol. Thank you so much for
course,
joining
thank
us
you.
and adding
Thank
to the
you.
conversation.
Thanks
We
for
appreciate you talking to us. All right, who we
fun.
got
That was
up
fun.
next? Love, hello.
Hello.
What is your name?
Welcome.
I'm Tiffany. How is
Hey,
everyone?
Tiffany.
Hi, nice to meet
And
you
what
all.
is your relationship status, Tiffany?
I'm married. My husband's actually upstairs, so hey, babe.
Hey, husband.
Hey. So I guess we can ask that first question. How'd you know your husband? What's his name?
His name's Patrick.
Patrick.
Hey,
How did we know
Patrick.
Patrick was the one?
Okay, good question. So we were a very slow burn, so can relate. We were friends for like 6 to 9 months before we started dating, like officially. But it was like one of those weird things where like a number of my friends were like, "You say he's your coworker, but why he's still around? Like why we see him all the time? Why you with him all the time?"
That's your boo.
And he was before I knew it. But at the time we worked together. We started going to get our MBA together. My last semester was his first. And we would like work out in between work and going to school. So it just was like a very like a lot of time we spent together that just ended up, transpiring into marriage, I guess.
We need to add that to the list. Studying.
Studying?
Study.
Yeah.
Study sesh.
Oh yeah.
Study
'cause
halls.
we
And
gotta
workout
cover the
sessions.
full
Like you learn a lot
range.
about people working out
Yeah.
and what you can palate and what you can't.
Yes.
So what do you think makes a good first date?
I think similarly to you, I like experiences, but I don't want to be stuck in a car with someone I don't know for an hour. Because if it's awkward, it's dead in the water. I think like trips to museums are cool. I think you get yeah. I really think you get to know a lot of like people's like mindset, like what they think is beautiful, like what they think is cool and unique by experiences like that. So that's like probably top of my list.
And like cheat code with the whole, I don't have money to date. Museums are free.
Especially
Like
here.
that.
And there's so many
they're
here.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's ice cream usually outside. Like there's food trucks.
Yes.
And a
So
lot
those
of the,
aren't chains.
I know. I'm cool with the food truck.
Food truck. You could turn it into a picnic.
You can. Oh, so
The vibe.
Angela's bringing it all full circle here.
and a lot of the museums have like very unique exhibits that happen like every so
Yes.
often.
Very
So
true.
even then you can still elevate it to something new.
Yeah.
Conversation and connection was it's all about, for sure, for
Agreed.
sure. Does anybody else have any questions?
I do.
Okay.
How did you know your husband was the one?
I just asked her that,
No, you didn't.
didn't I?
No, he did.
I did.
It was the first question.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It was literally the first question. It was.
Promise. We were all here for it.
It
I
was.
know. Even she said.
Yes.
You were.
No, you weren't sleeping.
It's
You were
okay. I
wide
think it's-
awake.
The story of
They
It was
were
a slow burn.
coworkers. They got
slow
their
burn.
It was a slow
felt like
burn.
she-
No, but I know what you mean. Like
ahead.
what was the moment that told me that he was my husband?
Okay. Yeah.
So after I graduated my MBA,
Sorry, baby.
I had to move to New York for an internship and he moved me to New York. So like I just like bizarre, like this man that like I have just literally started dating like less than a month in was like, I'm gonna move you to New York. He's from New York. He's like, I'm gonna like take this opportunity to show you my city. Like I'm gonna make sure that you're comfortable before I leave. And I feel like the extra like cherry on top is that my dad let him. You know what I mean?
It's a man.
Yeah,
Because
it's a-
daddy said, okay, now that's a
okay.
man.
Hey, pro tip out there: commitment. A man be committing before ring.
They do.
He let you know early and way
Because that's
before
a
the ring even
100%.
come. For
Yeah.
sure.
For
I think
sure.
that
I was gonna
Any
say
relationship,
Dre
though.
did something similar to that. Like I was here for like 2 months. The plan was not at all to move in with him, but things happened, and he was just like, "Girl, come on over." And I was like, "Really?" And I was like, "Oh, he really likes me." But again, it's like this is not just an average person.
Yeah,
like, this
same.
is yeah.
Because
that
even
makes
before
sense.
we like started dating, I was like, I don't know, I'm about to move to New York. Like, I really want to do the long distance thing. And he was like, New York isn't long distance. And I was like,
Yeah.
a 5-hour drive isn't long distance? All right. We can give this a whirl.
That's commitment. That's
can marry me
commitment. Yeah.
we can go on now.
Exactly.
So one last question for you. We just gotta ask: Cheesecake Factory? Is that okay for a first date?
100%. You got all the options. You have like the low calorie, all the cheesecake options.
We know the menu about
the
15
mocktail.
pages.
Right.
Literally,
Plus,
it's
you can
a
have
book.
like if you just go for dessert, it's a smorgasbord.
Is it
You tried this
bread, like
cheesecake,
in
I'll try that
grocery stores
cheesecake.
now?
Brie likes she called it the chocolate bread.
yeah, I'll be like, keep that running. Keep just that one, please. Keep it.
Well, we thank you so much for
Yeah,
joining
no, thanks
us.
for having
Thanks,
us.
Tiffany.
Have a good one.
All right, who we have next? Alexia. Who's joining the table? Who's joining the table? All right. Oh, look at the colors. Okay.
Organza.
Shine.
looking good tonight.
The
What is-
Little
what is
Mermaid
your- what is
has
your name?
entered.
Thank you so much. All of y'all are very beautiful and
Thank you.
handsome.
You too. It's the iridescence.
What's your
for me.
name?
Diamond.
Yes,
Shine bright like a
It is
diamond.
matching.
What's your relationship status?
Ooh, I would say that I'm single and healing.
Ooh.
Okay.
We received that.
Yeah.
Tell us about that journey. Like, what does that look like for you?
Whew, it's a lot of ups and downs, tears, praying. I'm just really trying to get closer to God.
Love that.
Because honestly, I just feel like it was the right person, wrong timing. You know, like when a person don't really know themselves or they're just going through the motions of trying to figure out who they are. You know, men aren't mature. It doesn't matter if they're older than you or not.
I know that's right.
Men,
Some
you know,
men.
it
That's
takes
her
a long time.
experience.
Some, I gotta hold it down for my
takes a long
brothers.
time, you
Some
know, for
men.
men to mature. And I feel like really that's what the situation was. It was perfect person, even though nobody's perfect, but wrong timing.
Yeah,
so
no,
right
that
now
was-
we're just maintaining a healthy friendship, and you know, I just pray to God that hopefully one day he comes back. You know, spin the block.
That is awesome. That was actually
have a
Brie and I's
question
story.
about that.
You can ask it.
Yeah, no, go.
But that was Brie and I's story. We met one weekend, randomly, you know, got drunk, had fun, and then what was it, 7 months later, 8 months later, that's when we actually came back. So it was just kind of the right person, but just wrong timing. So it does
I know
work out
that's
that way
right.
sometimes.
Spin that
Yes,
block,
it
Go ahead,
does.
Rhonda.
I was only gonna say because it's been popular and like with certain celebrities that have been spinning the block.
I
Is there like a
see.
couple that you think is like, oh, I'm so glad they got back together?
Honestly, I would say Ashanti and Nelly.
They're like the very popular one.
They're back.
Yes.
His face, like the
Yeah, he just
happiness
seems
on
so
his
happy,
face.
and I just
It
be like,
seems so
okay.
genuine.
Yeah.
But I do think
Yeah.
it took a long time for them to get
did.
back.
It took a very
But I
long
was just
time.
like, you know, if it could be that long and you know, it just looks like real love, I'm here for it, especially if it's black love. You know?
Got you. And I love that. I'm a Yo Gotti Angela, you know, because you put it in the song, you know. I just
Yeah,
follow
he
Angela
manifested.
Simmons.
Okay.
Boy, I got a crush on Angela Simmons. They be like, Gotti, you bold. I'm going to let the world know. All right.
Um,
go
I
ahead.
have
Ask a question for her.
So you mentioned that you guys are focusing on like friendship.
Yeah, maintaining
you're-
a healthy friendship.
And you're also healing.
Yes.
How do you, I guess, like create boundaries to make sure that the friendship doesn't interrupt the healing in a space of you having like hope that like it's more than friends when if in this moment it's
Well, I was
not.
gonna say that's
We
a
getting
great
deep, y'all. We
question,
getting
and
deep.
that's a very good question. So for me, like I'm a hopeless romantic. Like
Sis.
I don't like the whole distance thing. I don't, but we have really created a very healthy space. Like it's no intimacy. If we do see each other, you know, we're walking in the park, you know, we're actually having a conversation. We don't go on any dates or anything of that nature. It's just like, hey, do you want to just go have a talk, see like a little catch up? It's not like probably like once in a blue moon, like once every month or something like that. And we'll do like check-ins here and there, but it's distance because that's the way he wants to keep it. So I'm just, you know, respecting his boundaries. But for me, just keep me close.
No, I love that. I love that because it can be hard. Like,
Yes, it's
right?
like-
But that sounds so perfect. And I
Yeah.
think the number one key thing you said is that y'all aren't being intimate.
Yeah, like no
I know
intimacy.
so
Like
many times
no,
we're
no,
like,
no,
you're
no,
working
no,
on
no, no.
friendship.
We're just friends, but
he
so
banging your head
y'all
against the
still-
headboard.
It's really hard though because I'm just like, oh
what's
my
happening?
gosh,
I
you know, and like I just. Like I said, I'm just really working on myself. I'm putting in that work to like heal and just become a better woman. I'm constantly praying because, you know, one day I do want to become a mother. I want to become a wife. And I don't think that I'm ready or prepared right now. So I'm just like, you know, God, let me take the steps necessary for me to be that person in the future.
That's super, super important. I felt like I was in that same position
Yes.
when I was still toxic Cece. And I was
Yes.
like, I need to change.
Yeah.
And like, I had to kind of like take a step back. I was celibate for a while and I was like, I need to figure out myself because I know the caliber of man that I want,
Right.
but I'm not yet that caliber of woman.
Right.
So I needed to do some real deep diving and some personal development within myself. I had to go talk to somebody about it
Yeah.
and vent and work through any traumas.
Yes.
And, you know, and I think at that point is when I really found obviously my man, like,
Right.
the right person for me.
And that's what
Like,
I'm hoping now, in all honesty, because like this year has been like my groundwork. Like it's been previously like, oh, you know, like I'm going to heal properly, but it's just like, no, it's no celibate. Like I'm celibate, you know, I'm not dating. I'm not on, right now I'm on a social media detox. I've been doing that since January, but I'm also a business owner. But I'm
Look
just trying to put in the
The
work.
self-awareness.
So, yes.
We love it. The self-healing.
My business is Diamonds Dazzling Cocktails. I'm a mobile bartender. I've had it for 4 years.
Okay, girl, Diamond. I was about to say, leave us your
I'm just
card.
sitting back watching you like, wow, like it's so good. It's
Thank
so
you
good. I'm
so
happy
much.
for
I
you.
appreciate it. All
energy.
you ladies
Sure.
are beautiful.
And
Thank you so much.
I am rooting for you, boo.
Thank
I'm
you.
rooting
Thank
for
you so
For
much.
sure.
You are
Thank
really
you.
on
I
the right
appreciate it.
One more question, Diamond, before you
Yes.
go. Cheesecake
God,
Factory,
here.
first date or no?
First date for me, please.
Okay, Diamond is my girl.
Dude, I love the Cheesecake
I will
Factory.
Cheesecake Factory
Yes,
anything,
but the
honey.
crazy thing about it is I don't eat cheesecake.
Okay.
I don't eat cheesecake.
Hey, listen, they
I
got
love the Cheesecake
they
Factory.
got
I
15
do.
other pages of food at Cheesecake Factory.
And they
Such a
also have
variety.
Thai. They
Yes,
have
like I
everything.
love their little crab balls. I like their little Tex-Mex egg rolls.
The
Like
miso
I love
salmon.
the Cheesecake Factory. Like I mean, I'm a seafood person, but I will never knock the cheesecake. Like good food is good food. Good drinks is good drinks. I ain't that type of person. I'm humble. I'm humble.
Awesome. Thank you, Diamond.
Thank you, Diamond.
Thank you so much.
I think we have a few more people that are joining us, and then we're gonna wrap up and have our connection vid upstairs with R&B, music, everything like that.
Diamond was so
man.
Diamond was so sweet.
need some
and
male
like
energy.
excited.
Uh-oh. Look at the purple.
This is my aunt, guys. This is my aunt.
Oh, this is your aunt. Also, can you get what's your name, Auntie?
Angela
Name twin.
with my fan.
Yes,
Okay.
girl.
Love it, love it.
Toasty.
They said it was a little warm.
It is a little warm.
Can you let us know your relationship status?
I'm happily single.
Okay, you said happily.
Single.
Why happily? You said happily.
Because years ago I used to put a lot of stigma on being single, that I had to be in a relationship by a certain age, and now that I'm seasoned, I'm happy with it. I mean, I'll embrace if the opportunity presented itself, but I'm happy. You know,
Yes.
I don't want to be, I'm not with someone and be bitter, and you know how some women can be.
Oh well, I have a question for you, Aunt Angie.
Oh, no,
As a person
Angie.
who like literally, I wanted to be like Aunt Angie most of my childhood. Like she was so involved in my life, like loved to come and do all the things, very, very feminine, very girly. She did our nails, took us to all the cool spots. But I will say, although she was married and dated, I always saw you as like a very regal, pulled together woman.
No.
And so I feel like that plays a part into why you are so happily single.
Right.
Like you have a certain amount of just like self-love and self-energy. Like she's a ball of fun. Seriously, y'all. She is aging backwards. What do you do to like take care of yourself so that you can really be like happy and not lonely in your singleness?
So with the happily single part, it's just getting to know who I am and appreciate who I am. So spending time with me is like the utmost, because I feel that if you are single and you're looking to date, you have to date you. And if dating you is not fun, do some changing.
Yeah, it's not gonna be fun.
Yeah, so I like to pamper on me. I like to do go get massages, pedicures, and just facials. And I'm the senior, but I get this from my baby. You know, she does all these face, I do this, and I was like, you're gonna have to take me out to the store. You're gonna have to tell Auntie this. So I've now incorporated that into now I did it before, but now as I'm getting older, skin changes, so you gotta do things just a tad bit different. So yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And I love the
Don't she
energy.
know? She knows it. She knows it. I love it. I love it.
So one question for you. You could school us, because like I said, we talked about the ladies of the internet.
Yes.
And I don't know if you heard the list of all the restaurants that they said they wouldn't go to on the first date. What do you think is a good first date? Number one. And then also, Cheesecake Factory, yes or no?
I would do Cheesecake Factory. I'm not putting a stigma on where someone takes me. As long as you not take me to the corner store when I got to sit outside and wait for you bring the food out, I would be okay with that. But let me know ahead of time. You have to prepare for that. Yeah, I'll do Cheesecake Factory.
Got you. Well, we appreciate you joining us and sitting down and having this conversation with us. We love this energy.
I'm a hug and kiss
I
on you as
love
soon as
it.
I get upstairs.
Let me slide out this cheese.
So we're about to come to a conclusion soon. I think we have two more people, and then we'll kind of close out and join our conversation. So who we got?
Did we get any
next?
men? There's
Did
no
we get
men.
any
I think
Come on,
Sean
guys.
standing right there.
I do see
come on
Sean.
here.
Come on, babe.
Come on,
Just
Sean.
head on. There's another guy. Well, you might as
another
well
guy.
start
another
us
guy?
off. Start us off.
I just saw Alexia go and.
Well, he's starting us up.
Sean,
But you
come on
might
in
as well
here.
just sit, babe. Everybody, welcome
With-
Mr. Hannah with his
Mr.
fine
Hannah.
self.
Okay. We just gonna keep it quick because I know Sean don't want to.
Sean's
Ooh,
like,
short the
I
muscle.
So we just gonna keep it quick, Sean.
Yeah, let's
I just want to know for the people out here. There's a lot of women who are out here single who are looking for a man. How did you know that Angela was somebody you wanted to spend the rest of your life with?
That's a great question. Dang. I can't really pinpoint like a certain time, but I would say, I don't know. I had this makeup of what I thought the perfect girl was. She fit most of that. So that's kind of how I knew. I was at a point in my life where I knew that certain things didn't matter. Like, oh, how big is her butt? Like,
Hey now.
what's her bust size?
She's like, watch your mouth.
you.
Little
Right, I
booties
was
matter.
checking. So I was like, as long as I can grab something, I'm good. But yeah, I don't know. I was at a point where like I was stopped looking for the little small. Can I cuss?
No, you can't cuss.
The little small stuff, and I started like seeing the big picture. I had a son, so the way I looked at things a little different.
Got you. No, we love that.
They both kind of said the same thing. She was like, I can't pinpoint
I sure
it, but
did
I
say
just
that.
knew.
You didn't hear that?
Oh, I do know. I'm sorry. Take that back.
He lied.
So I'm even kill. No female never rattled me. I was cool, calm, cool, collected. But her, like, she got me out my box. And that's when I'm like, damn. Like, how am I letting her get to me like this? So I think that's when I really knew, like, she's challenging me in a way. And it's showing me that I care for her. Because I'm like, I wouldn't have done that with another girl. So that's when I really knew, like, she was the one.
I love that. I appreciate it.
That's your man, my man.
Thank you to my
No, I appreciate that, Sean. We got one more person coming in.
Yeah.
I wanted to just get a guy's
Cool.
perspective.
Oh, I do want to say
Yes.
that you had one thing wrong. We did talk before.
Didn't.
What?
we
You was on the
say?
phone, like, I remember almost falling asleep. I'm like, damn, I want to get off the phone. And you kept talking.
Was this before
This
the
was
first
the
date?
night, it was before the first date.
He might be right. No,
Listen,
low-key.
we all know in relationships that whenever you ask couples how we met stories,
Everyone has a different story.
it's always a differ.
That's brief.
So I think we got one more person coming in, and then we're going to get ready for the connection event, food,
Bye,
drinks.
Thanks, Sean.
We have one more person coming
We got a
in.
couple. Yes, couple.
Hey.
Oh my gosh. I recognize you.
Yes,
We
to the
were
couple.
DMing.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, you're a
So it's
teacher.
fitting. Yes, we have to
I
talk.
love it.
Oh, that we have a couple.
Yes, this is our first couple to enter the room.
Hi,
The
guys.
situation
Sure.
room.
Let us know
Okay.
your names and, you know,
Your relationship status, we assume it's together, but tell us.
I
Okay,
mean,
so I'm Kim.
My name is Keith.
okay. Kim and Keith.
The case.
oh,
Have
here
a
he
little
goes.
clothing line
He's
or
about to
something
start
like
to
that.
do a whole thing.
And you are an item, married? Okay.
We're not married yet.
Not married
Yes.
yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
Okay.
We're engaged.
No, not yet.
Okay, how long have you been
Okay,
together?
all right. Almost 2 years.
How long have you guys been together?
Almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years.
Okay, very
Yeah, so
cute.
March makes 2 years.
Okay,
And
awesome.
we met around this time, like
Black Friday.
yeah, Black Friday 2 years ago.
Awesome. So anniversary coming up.
I know.
Oh, and I'm sure you're probably planning something nice, maybe to do for your anniversary.
Yeah.
Maybe something involving food.
Oh, I love it.
Now, this is a little twist on the question.
Okay, go
because
ahead.
this isn't the first date. This is an anniversary date. Would you be okay with going to Cheesecake Factory to celebrate your anniversary?
No. I'm with you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to
Yeah,
go
no.
to that. I love
Yeah,
cheesecake.
'cause I feel like at this point, we've already had like a couple out of country trips. So I mean, for the anniversary, you definitely gotta do something. There.
Step it up.
I mean, if it's a regular date, you gotta do that. But
He
for the
said-
anniversary,
he
nah,
said we
you gotta take
flying
it to the
out,
top.
girl.
Yeah.
If you said experiences, I got
getting
an
on a
experience.
Last year we did Costa Rica, and then for me again, no harm cheesecake. I love cheesecake, but not for an anniversary.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Happy hour, cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
We went for my birthday. It was fine.
A little
it was like a
date
last
night,
minute
Saturday
option
date
'cause
night.
our reservations
Chill
didn't
date
go
night.
through, but
No, we love that. Love that.
Not
So
for anniversary.
one of the topics here, we talk about date night at the line. You can do everything here: fall in love, date, have a wedding. So I mean,
Just in
you know,
case.
just in case,
never
I'll hook y'all up with
We know
Lauren if
people.
y'all
We'll-
looking
we'll
for a
hook you
place.
guys up with that.
that works.
But I want to know what y'all first date was.
So we
Find
went
out.
wine tasting. We went to Cooper's Hall.
Experience.
So and then after we went wine tasting, we went to the restaurant side.
Yes.
So we had like a good couple hours, good convo. And it was funny because actually we went on the date a couple days before that. She tried to curve me. And I was like, nah, I ain't letting this go.
I was
So you
very
want to go out?
adamant.
Oh, a persistent man. Keith, I like
Keith.
Yeah.
Give me some.
How you can. You
I
like
that.
persistence. We like
We
that.
do.
We do like that.
We do. I just went in a place I wasn't ready to date. I was very over it. And then there was like that little noise, like, just go, girl, just go. So when he said wine, I'm like, I love wine.
We love
I
wine.
mean, you're drinking wine right now.
Why not?
Give me a wine.
Jesus drank wine, why can't I?
Yeah.
So
And
Keith,
then boom.
And here we are.
how did you, because I hear guys say this sometimes, like planning dates, they're like, oh, it's really hard, or should I ask her? Like, that's happened to me several times, and I'm not gonna lie, it's slightly irritating when it's like, well, what do you want to do? I'm like, I don't want to tell you what you should take me to. I want you to figure it out. So did you have her input? Did you know she liked wine, or did you just think this would be a really nice experience?
Honestly, it was more of the experience because at that point it was probably like a week or like 2 weeks after we first met. So it was a little too soon to realize like what she would and wouldn't like. So I mean, I figured the worst thing somebody could say is no. You just gotta shoot your shot.
Ooh.
And then she say nah, then you pick something
Oh
else.
To all
That's
the
a
single
great
men
first date.
upstairs, please have some Keith's vibes, okay? Like, you know what? I'm just shooting my shot.
No, I love that. We appreciate you sitting down with us and sharing the couple's perspective. We're about to start our connection event soon. I think we got one more person that I want to have sit down. I don't know where she's at, but I think Randy is coming soon. But I appreciate you guys for sitting down and giving the couple's perspective. And we're going to see you
Appreciate
guys
y'all
upstairs.
having
We're going to have fun and we're going to,
We're gonna
have it
some
up.
wine with you.
Yeah, let's have some more wine. Appreciate y'all.
Okay.
Thank you.
For sure.
Yes, Kim and Keith.
So we're getting ready to come to a close. I know we have a lot of people that's coming in. I see a lot of our friends rolling in.
Everybody.
Hey, Barbie. Hey, Queen.
I'm super excited. Like I said, I'm waiting for one more person to come through, and then we're just going to do a little toast just to start the night off. But just a reminder that upstairs, after we finish this podcast, we're going to have a dope connection event. Every single table has a topic on it that you can discuss. It's like travel, lifestyle, restaurants, like all different things that we could talk about. And then there's games in all the different places too.
Yes.
So we want to make sure that everybody's just out here connecting. Of course, you can have your phones out, take a few pictures, but remember, we here to connect.
We are here
and we
to
got some good
unplug a
music
little.
going. We're here to unplug. And we're super excited to have everybody out.
Yes,
So
yes. Well,
I think
I
we
do
can
wanna
we can
say-
have a little drinky drink now.
Yes.
Oh, y'all know I don't
And then,
drink.
and then this is perfect.
Tease me with a good time.
And this is perfect. The
is
last
Lauren
guest
with
that I
the
wanted to
lime.
have come in is my friend
gosh.
Randy.
Oh my God.
Goodness, yes. I've been great.
The beauty that is in this room right now.
My goodness.
We gotta say thank you to Lauren because she's in the room really quickly. So
I was
let's
about to
just
say, you don't mind if we take a drink, do you?
clap it up for Lauren with the line. Thank you,
I always
Lauren.
feel something.
So I'm so excited, Randy. I wanted to have you on. Obviously, you're doing a lot. We've met
flattered.
before. I was on your show.
Yes, you were.
So I feel like it's only right that you come on this show.
Oh, I'm flattered. You did such an awesome job on my show.
I appreciate it. I
Yes,
appreciate it. So
yes.
we talking about love, dating, everything. So I just want to get some of your perspective. So everybody doesn't know, what's your relationship status?
A little pause.
Oh gosh, it's complicated. I've been married for a very long time.
Okay.
And yes, and I'm still best friends, and I say
It's complicated.
Separated now.
Got you.
Damn, I'm stuttering and shit.
Okay.
Take us, if you don't mind, take us through that journey, because I know a lot of times when we do get married, we have this like just idea of what it's going to be. It's going to last forever, but sometimes you have those moments to where you do grow apart. Like, can you talk a little bit about that and just like how you work through that, you know, that idea that you had, you know, when you first began?
Yeah, well, listen, I mean, I was married for a long, long time. I mean, like almost 30 years. I mean, long time. I got married very young. I wouldn't say we grew apart. The crazy thing about us is everyone says you want to be with your best friend. He is my best friend. We're born the same day. We get along fine. We don't argue. Like, it's perfect. But I think sometimes you need with a romantic partner to have that kind of like
That, like,
place,
passion,
that
Yeah.
passion. And so people say I want to be with my best friend, but you kind of want to be with your best friend and the person that wants to bend you over the sink when you come home after dinner, right? Do you get what I'm saying? Like,
Wait, where's my drink?
Yeah.
We can all toast to that.
I think that's the thing that you have to keep in mind is you still want that zaza, that zoo, that
Yeah.
whatever. And so I don't have a horror story I tell people. That's still like my dog. Like, we're still very, very close. And, you know, maybe we'll get that again. But that's something you have to work on. And I just wasn't willing to just be best friends. I wanted something more than that.
Okay.
Right? He was cool with it as it was, right? But I'm still, I think particularly, you know, we've raised kids, you've done it, right? And so now I'm ready to, like, let's be butt naked on a beach in so-and-so, right? And you're just ready because you've done all the things. And sometimes people are like, well, I'm kind of happy in this nice, settled life. And for some people, that is what they want. That has never been who I was, you know. So even within our marriage, like, our baby shower went to 4 a.m. We had, you know, bartenders on every level. Like, I always wanted our marriage to be a reflection of who we were and not us giving up who we were, like one big party. And so I think that's where things went somewhat askew, if you would call it that. But it really almost feels like, I think it was, y'all too young to know, but Ruby Dee and Ossie Davis said there's several divorces within one marriage. And I think that something that people are never honest about is, like, there may be one day or 1 week they think you don't like a partner, but you might have 3 years. You might have 2 years where you were like, man, 20 to 22 was shit for us. Like, we weren't good, right?
Yeah.
And you just, sometimes you may have to take a time out and just say, let's just regroup, reconnect. And I don't think people are honest with that, about
Gotcha.
that. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So sometimes you could be together, but not together, if that makes sense. Still committed, but not. It's weird. But people try to act like things like marriage and things are so simple. And I believe that it sets people up for failure because it's not simple. It's not simple. So you're always kind of trying to, like,
Figure it out.
renegotiate. That's why I
Yeah.
said you're always renegotiating the contract and saying what works for us as we are now.
Got you. No, I told y'all Randy was great, didn't I?
Randy, that's so good.
So insightful. So we are here at The Line, and it's all about date night at The Line and finding love at The Line.
Yes.
So I want to know from you, what do you feel like makes a great first date?
You know, I would like someone to surprise me. Like, you know, I like spontaneous
Ooh,
people.
I'm with you. That's how I like-
like if you're at dinner and someone's like, you know what, this is good, but
Let's go somewhere else.
right? And
That was my first date.
I want, like, excitement and I'm a passion addict, which is something I've got to be honest about. So surprise me. Yeah. It's like, and let's just, like, go with the flow. And someone where you have a good just connection. There's so much you can't predict or form. Like, the date could be perfect, but you feel no connection. You got to have that okay.
And to me, that's literally what makes like
That
you
chemistry.
just want to be on a date where you never want it to
Yeah.
end. That's
Yes.
how that to me that's the best
Yeah.
perfect first date where it's
Right.
like I just don't want this
Yeah.
to end. Like, and it feels like it doesn't end. It's like we're doing another thing and another thing and another thing.
And, you know what? That's all I've had though. I've never really dated a lot.
Yeah.
It's like why date and then we go together.
And that's what literally happened on my first date. And we talked about this.
We did talk about that, but
Sorry, guys. Sorry, babe. But I am one of those who slept with my husband on the first date.
Me too.
Okay. I denied it for a
Me too.
while because I was like, oh, no, it didn't really happen. Oh, it happened. It's real. And I was drunk, very drunk, but I wasn't drunk to the point where I couldn't remember
Right.
what was going
Clearly,
on.
you knew. Yes.
It's because I didn't want the date to end. I also didn't want to be chastised by my roommate, but I wanted to stay with him.
So
I hate rules.
I can relate to that. Like I have this saying that like when my husband and I first started dating, I never left. And I really never left.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Like he like lived in a beautiful apartment in like downtown DC, and I was like, "Oh, this is nice. I want to stay here now." And I did.
Right.
I never left, and he didn't want me to leave.
Well, and that proves that what they say about when a man knows he wants you, they want you, and it's like
for sure.
like immediately they know, and and that I don't like rules where people say don't sleep with a man until the third, whatever. No, if I don't want to sleep with you that day, then I don't. We don't need a second date because we don't like. Cause I should be like this, like okay.
Like if I don't feel it,
If
then
I should be thinking about like
I should be thinking about it. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we're about to start Connection Been Upstairs, but I want you to plug everything that you got going on because you have conversation cards, you have like a lot of stuff going on before we head up.
No, well, you know, you've been on my show Truthing with Randy B, where we do this. We get together, we
Yeah.
tell our truths, like no bullshit, I think is what it's about. And so the show is being shopped right now. I think you're going to see it in some dope places really soon. Yeah, look out for it.
Awesome. Thank you, Randy, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it.
Got me in here
Appreciate
telling all my business.
it. We appreciate you so much.
so much.
All right, so guys, we're just going to cheers.
Yes, let's toast it up.
You can cook. We cheers to a great, successful first live show.
And
We
to
are
all
cheersing
of our
to
people
love.
upstairs, we're toasting to you too. I know
We're
you
toasting
can see
everybody
us,
upstairs.
so-
We're about to come upstairs. We're about to
Yeah.
have drinks. There's going to be music, games, food. We're just going to have a great time. Meet somebody new. I don't know if you saw the little black cards, but you got to connect
Those are the
with at
rules
least
for the night.
3
Sorry, Randy. We
new
do have
people.
just 3 rules tonight.
You got to connect with
You
3
gotta connect.
3 new people.
No, it's fun. Rules are fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the rules for upstairs are that every table has a conversation topic, travel, entertainment, live events, and there's questions on that table. So make sure you go out and you ask those questions, talk to the people around you, and we're going to have a good time. We're about to come up. So appreciate all y'all for coming out, and we're going to have a blast.
That's fantastic.
Let's do it.
Cheers. Salud.